Hey, this is Joe Price. I just wanted to create an updated video about our marriage record project in Uruguay. This has probably been my favorite project to work on, both because my daughter's there right now, but also because these marriage records are just super connector records. And I've just been amazed at how much the tree in Uruguay is just coming together, connecting through these marriage records. Let me share my screen so you can see how to help with this project. Okay, so here is the Google Sheet. So I'm just going to put my name in here. So if you hit Control down, you can kind of go to the first open spot. So I'll put in Joe Price and fill in a bunch. Okay, and then one trick I do is I tend to open up a bunch at once. So I'll highlight all these and hit Alt and Enter on a PC. Might be different on a Mac. Um, let's see. There we go. Okay, so this is very common right here. Uh, And here's the really cool thing about Uruguay is the names are so unique. We just have this nice blend of people from different countries. It's a pretty small country. So when I see something like this, it's almost always an exact match. Notice we have Jose Rega Maria Brando. You can see that name's not exactly the same, but I have four name pieces lining up. That's almost like a spot on match. And then if you want, you can open this up and see that, the sibling was born in Montevideo, and almost all of these records are Montevideo, Colonia, Cannolis. So what I'm going to do is add in this person. I need to put in her um, gender. Now, notice she's Maria. Her husband is, or the other person is Domingo. And so if you see kind of an A at the end, that's usually the girl. And then if you see the other is an O, then you have like a pretty good idea that that's the right, that you're getting the gender right. Okay, and so then I'm going to use Goldie May then to attach those records. Now what we're going to do is then hit change person to let Maria now be the focus person. And now we're going to add her husband over. We're going to click male and hit create new person. Now once I've created the new person, then what I do is right away I change him to be the focus person. And then I'm going to add in his parents. Okay. Now what I am finding is a lot of the time right at this step when I go to add the father, there's a possible match. And that's where these are becoming kind of super connector records. That didn't happen for this one, but at least we just added four new people to the family tree. Okay, so that now we're all done. Notice everything here is green. Everyone's good. Okay, let's go to the next one. Again, here, notice we have both parent names lining up. It's only off by one letter. This looks great. So I'm going to hit add. You can see we have Dolores and Pablo. Now, this is very common that when you go to add Dolores, you're going to maybe see some possible matches coming up. Okay. Now, right here, let's take a look at Pablo Vignoli Santelli. There's our Vignoli right there and Santelli. So that's definitely our guy. This is also definitely our person. But for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the one that's going to allow me to connect her to her husband. So I'm going to hit select on this one. We'll go back and do the merges in just a second. Okay, so I'm going to attach. Okay, so now basically I've gotten the bride's family all done. Now I'm going to hit change person. And now here we are looking at the groom's family. And now there, and so now we're going to add in his parents. Now notice when I do this, I'm getting these like matches. So I can see here's Cayetano Bignoli and Christina Sandella. So that's great. This is also matched. So this is where, sometimes there's these little twigs on the tree. And so I'm going to use this one right here. But I think any one of those would have been just fine. And I'm going to do this one here for his mom. And then we're going to attach. Okay. Now, if you only feel comfortable doing the marriage record, this is a totally fine place to stop. But I just wanted to highlight that if you also feel comfortable doing merges, then since we saw multiple matches coming up, this is great where I could maybe go in and do all of these merges, or at the very least, I could do this one right here with the mom. Now, if you don't feel comfortable doing merges, then you can skip this part. But I find that this becomes a really great way to kind of create this super connected family. Okay, but I guess for the purpose of this video, I'll just focus on the marriage record part, but just know that there's all this follow-up work that we can do that can be awesome. Okay, let's just do a couple more examples. I'll go back and do that family. Okay, this is one where we've got everything lining up really well. Notice this name's a little bit different, but if you kind of sound it out like Espinella, Spinelli, it's pretty close, and then the dad and everyone else. So we're going to attach all of those. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to hit change person and hit rows. And notice Rose on the marriage record is connected to someone who's already connected to the tree. So what I'm going to do is click right here and copy his ID. Then I'm going to click on Rose, go to her page, and I'm going to put him in as the spouse. This is, again, another way that these marriage records are super connectors, is they pull those two families together. Okay. So, and then if you hit refresh, like you don't have to do this, but you can see that now the family's all connected together. Let's do maybe one more. Okay, notice here everything's lining up really well. Again, the last name's just a little bit off, but we have basically 6 name pieces lining up really well. So I'm going to use Goldie May to do the attach. And we got Dora. I'm going to hit change person. Okay, notice here, now we're going to bring Elias over. Okay, no possible matches came over. Now, since he's married to Dora, we're going to put male. Okay, and then we're going to hit change person, make Elias the focus person. We're going to click the dad. Notice here, a possible match came up. Now notice what's really cool about this possible match is that it has Pedro and Severina, and then it has Pedro's parents. So this is basically creating like a super connected family. Okay, there she is. So that's what I love about these marriage records is I just really feel like every time I'm going to add in parents, it's very likely that they're already there. And so really what the marriage record is doing is just connecting everything together. Okay, so I hope that was helpful to see how that works. And then when you're done, you just go into the Google Sheet and put ones for all the ones. And if you ever are not sure that it's a match, you can just put a little note in the Google Sheet. Just put a 1, but just say like, hey, check on this, or I'm not sure. But we're really excited. This is a really cool project. We're glad you're helping with it. I hope you enjoy it as much as I have, but I really believe that Uruguay is going to be our next super connected part of the family tree. And I'm going there in November, and I'm really excited to help people find their family, and this project is going to make that possible.